My pregnant wife admitted she loves my brother on his engagement night, so I left at midnight. My brother basically raised me. When I was 8 and he was 16, our stepmom would get drunk and take swings at us, and he'd step in so I wouldn't get hit. When he left for college, he got me out as soon as he could, and by the time I was 16, I was living with him. We cut off our parents and never looked back. He's my whole family. So when I started dating my wife, I was nervous about them meeting. I needed the two people I loved most to be okay together. They clicked right away. Same music, same jokes, same favorite books. They'd text each other and laugh at stuff I didn't even understand. I told myself I was lucky. I never thought I'd regret being happy about it. My wife's 27 weeks pregnant with our daughter, and I'm trying to be ready. My brother has been dating Megan for a year, and she's great for him. Kind, steady, and she actually makes him feel safe. But my wife got weird around Megan. Not loud, just small digs with a smile. Are you really wearing that? You sure you want him to settle down? If Megan talked too much, my wife would suddenly need to check her phone. I asked what her problem was, and she said Megan just wasn't good enough for him. I thought she was being protective. I wanted to believe that. Last Thursday, we were at my brother's place eating pizza when Megan asked him to step onto the balcony. Through the glass door, we watched her drop to one knee. My brother froze, then his face lit up and he said yes right away. We all yelled and hugged. Megan showed off the ring and my brother couldn't stop smiling. I glanced at my wife and she was gripping her cup so hard, her knuckles went white. My wife drank more than usual. She kept refilling her cup and leaning into every conversation my brother had. When Megan went to the bathroom, my wife slid into her seat like it was nothing. I noticed, felt sick, and still told myself I was overthinking it. In the car ride home, she stared out the window and didn't say a word. When I asked if she was okay, she just said, "I'm tired." An hour later, I walked into the living room and it was dark. My wife was on the couch, crying, one hand on her belly like she was holding herself together. I turned on a lamp. "What's wrong?" I asked. "Is it the baby?" She shook her head and took this shaky breath. Then she whispered, "I'm in love with him." I said, "Who?" Even though I already knew. She said, "Your brother. I've been in love with him for years." Then she started talking fast. "I love you too. I chose you. I'm going to be a good wife and mom. Nothing happened, I swear." My head was spinning. "Does he know?" I asked. She went quiet, then nodded. "I told him 3 years ago before we got married," she said. "He said he didn't feel the same, and I should focus on you." 3 years. She carried this through our wedding, through getting pregnant, through every dinner where she hugged Megan and acted normal. I asked, "Why tell me tonight?" She wiped her face and said, "Because he's getting married. Because I needed you to know that even though I wanted him, I still chose you." She said it like she wanted credit, like I should be thankful she settled. My hands started shaking. I stood up and grabbed my keys. She jumped up too. "Where are you going?" she asked. I said, "I don't know. I just can't look at you." She grabbed my arm and her nails dug in. "Don't do this," she said. "We have a baby coming. You promised we'd be a family." I pulled my arm free. She followed me to the door begging, "Please don't tell him. You'll ruin everything." I walked out and shut the door. I drove until I saw a gas station and pulled into a spot under a buzzing light. My phone kept lighting up with her texts. "Sorry, please, I love you." Long blocks of words I couldn't read. I sat there thinking about my brother's smile on that balcony and Megan's hands shaking as she held up the ring. I kept thinking about what my brother would do if he found out later from anyone else. He'd blame himself. Megan would feel blindsided. I sat there for almost 2 hours. Then I hit call before I could talk myself out of it. He answered, sleepy. "You okay?" he said. I said, "No, I need you to come outside right now." 10 minutes later, he pulled into the lot in a hoodie. He got out and said, "Talk." I told him everything, straight and fast. His face changed with every sentence. When I said, "She told you 3 years ago," he flinched. "I shut it down," he said, voice tight. "I told her it wasn't happening. I thought she'd drop it." I said, "She didn't. She just told me tonight, right after your engagement." He stared at the pavement, breathing hard. "Nothing happened, right?" he asked. "No," I said. "She swore it never did." He nodded once, pulled out his phone and said, "I'm calling Megan right now. She can't hear this from anyone else." Now everyone's saying I ruined his engagement by calling him. Was I wrong?